Welcome back to Hungary. We've missed you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Who are you again?
Just a nobody, unlike you. So it's your second time here.
Yeah.
Can you describe what changed? What changes do you actually approve of? And what do you think about festival in general?
What do I think about the festival in general? I don't think there's anything I'd change. I mean, Hungary's wonderful. I love it. I love the people here and the whole country. It's so beautiful, and you can breathe the air, and that's a real plus. I mean, I can go outside and take deep breaths and not choke myself. It's really cool. And it's just green and nice, and the people are really nice. The festival itself is just amazing. I was here last year when they started, and it was a really, really good festival. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fun. But this year they have gone from what last year was, and they've taken this giant leap. I mean, they didn't do it in little mini steps. They have just gone from 1 to 1,000. I mean, just immense leap, and it was mind-blowing. I mean, seriously mind-blowing, and I congratulate everybody that has anything to do with this festival. It is amazing.
And you're not just here to enjoy food and fresh air, you're also showing not one, but two of your movies. Can you please guide us through what kinds of movies you brought?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They asked me if I would screen one of my films, which at one stage they were going to see if they could get the rights to Road Warrior or Commando, of which I kind of said, well, I'd rather bring one of my later movies. And I've just had a movie release called Trouble Is My Business, which is a throwback 1940s film noir. It was shot in black and white and colorized, and it's a fun movie. It's kind of, you know, back in that Mickey Spillane kind of vein where, you know, the private eye who gets himself in deep with his client, and then he's kind of in trouble trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And I play a Los Angeles cop who's very, very crooked. And it's all about a diamond. And I want it. So I do some horrible things to get it. But it was so much fun to shoot. And a lot of it was shot on green screen. Well, probably over 3/4 of it. And because you can't find the 1940s look in Los Angeles, because they keep pulling buildings down and building new ones. So just trying to find the 1940s look is impossible. So the director actually went around California and some of the other states and discovered some areas that looked very 1940s America, and took photographs. And then they were able to use those on the green screen to give all the backgrounds, which is absolutely amazing. So you still get this 1940s look. So it was just a lot of fun to do. So we're playing that one, which I'm very proud of. And of course, we're playing Commando. I think mostly they were trying to convince Arnold Schwarzenegger to come for a night at the festival, because he's shooting here in Hungary at the moment.
Are you still fighting with him like you did in the movie? Or are you all good now?
Well, yes, you know, I kicked his butt for an hour and a half, so, you know, it's a little testy, but we're kind of friends.
You know, Hollywood is always obsessed with remakes. And I mean, I'm sure some of your movies were already on TV shows remade somehow, like Power Rangers was recently remade. If Commando was about to be remade, I don't know if they actually plan to do this, maybe they're already considering it, who knows. Who would you like to play the main character? Who would you like to play your part? Or maybe you would like to reprise it?
Who would I like to play my part? Goodness gracious. Well, I mean, I could always say I'd like to have The Rock play me, because, you know, we look pretty similar. No, I don't.
I mean, it will probably be The Rock.
Yeah,
He'll probably play both.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays.
Yeah, I think The Rock would probably be the Arnold Schwarzenegger character. And they'd probably put Jack Black into my role, you know, make it a comedy.
They'll probably put a female. There needs to be, I think we're now in the days of Hollywood when they actually, you know, consider females for untraditional and conventional choices. So what badass female would you like to play the villain in Commando 2.0?
Charlize Theron.
She would be absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
She can play a villainess like no other.
See?
You were obviously killed a lot in your movies, and you killed a lot in your movies. So do you have a favorite death scene, you know, where you were killed, and your favorite scene where you were actually doing the dirty?
Where I was doing the dirty. That does not sound good. My favorite, actually, out of all of the films, and I've died a lot, yes. I did a film quite a few years ago, and I have a fight scene towards the end of it where I'm fighting with the hero, and it was beautifully choreographed, and at one stage we're fighting with knives, and at one stage we're throwing each other around this room, and he throws me into this table, like a dining table, and the dining table falls over onto the floor. No, sorry, I'm ahead of myself. He gets me on the dining room table and is about to stab me, and he slams his knife down, and I move, and it goes through the table, and he can't get it out, and we fight, and the table gets knocked over. So now it's laying on its head, and the knife's sticking up about that far through the table. So of course you know what's going to happen. And they had it rigged so that when he finally pushed me, or beat me and got me down onto the knife came out of my body. It was on a rig, so it came out, and then I got hold of the legs of the table and I pulled myself up, and so the knife just kept vanishing slowly and slowly through my body, like it was coming out of my body. And then when you thought, oh my God, he's going to get up, he walked over and put his foot on me and pushed me back down. The knife went thunk, back out. And I always thought that was such a brilliant scene, because everything worked. Usually you see the villain gets banged over, bang, the knife comes through, and that's the end of him, he's dead. They didn't do that. They just carried it on a little bit.
It's not that hard to kill you, right?
It's bloody hard to kill me, dude.
I'm not going to dinner with you, considering what you just described. You do in restaurants, probably no. Talking about Hungary, did you ever make a movie with in Hungary with Hungarian producers? Were you ever involved in Hungarian production, basically? Or if you didn't, would you like to?
No, I haven't done a movie in Hungary, and I'd love to. I think it would be wonderful to come over to Hungary and do a film. But I unfortunately haven't had a chance to, so if anybody's out there.
Anybody's watching?
Yeah, I don't just play the villain anymore. I do play the good guy on the odd occasion.
Occasionally?
Yes, just once or twice.
Yeah, just as long as the script involves flipping over some tables.
Yeah, well, just as long as I get to kill something, I'm fine.
Yeah. Kill some time in Hungary.
Good or bad, Yeah, spend some time in Hungary, get away from the dog, what can I say? But no, I would love to come over and work here. I think it would be a lot of fun, actually.
So we're definitely going to see you next year at the festival.
I actually will probably have a movie that is being done for Sundance as well. It's only a short, it's a 15-minute short, and it's being done for Sundance, but we're going to put it into a couple of other festivals, so I will definitely make sure I get it over here and get it into this one, because it's going to be a brilliant little film. Rae Dawn Chong, believe it or not, she's the female lead of Commando. Her and I star in it. So it's kind of getting us back together again.
So this is a reunion.
Yeah, and I play the villain again.
All of you 80s fans out there, come to Hungary if you want to see your favorite 80s characters together. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you get all kinds of crazy fans.
Yeah, I'm talking to one at the moment.
Right,
you're right.
So what is the most outrageous things they gifted you, they told you? I'm sure they already, a lot of times probably put tattoos of your face on their body parts for some weird reason.
Yeah, actually, it's quite funny. A couple of things was the one that got both myself and Grace the most, we were like just in hysterics, was in England they have a Bennett fan club, and every year they have this Bennett sort of like this, this little get together where they all show films and do things. And it was so funny, they sent me a video, and there's like tall skinny Bennetts and little fat Bennetts, and every type of Bennett you've ever seen in your life on this thing, which I thought was just so very funny. But the funnest thing that a fan has ever done, I was at a big convention in New York, and we were outside in this big tent, and people were wandering around doing stuff and having fun. And these two girls came over and stood in front of my table, and it was close to the 30th of October, which is their big fun night, you know, costume and everything. And they're standing there talking to me, and one of the girls says, do you like our costumes? And I said, yeah, they're really cool. And one was a tiger and one was a lion. And I said, I'd love to know how you got those costumes on because they look so tight. And she said, oh, do you really? And she turned around and pirouetted and came back. And as she turned back towards me, I was looking at her and I went, oh crap, they've been painted on. They were totally naked with these costumes painted on, standing in front of my table talking to me. And it took me so long to realize that. I was thinking, you know, the brain's starting to go, babe. If you can't get it on the first try, just give up.
So you didn't hug them because you would be covered in paint?
No.
It's in pictures probably.
Yes, I would have looked more liony, tigerish than you've ever seen.
Then more than ever?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot for coming. Thanks a lot for answering. And, well, definitely see you next year. You're not letting go that easily.
Oh, damn. Well, I'll probably see you before that. You'll probably come to Los Angeles and haunt me. But,
Like a ghost, yeah.
Yeah, it would be fun.
I'd love that.
Thank you, my
friend. Take care. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you to everybody. Love everybody that's here.